Question of the day. I want to become a real estate investor, but I don't want to lose money. Everybody says investing in real estate is risky. You can lose a lot of money. Yet I watch HGTV and everybody's making a fortune and they're getting rich and they're growing and getting wealthy. I want to get wealthy. I want to get wealthy in real estate. How do I do it without losing money? You're at the right place for starters. Go to your real estate investing association, join up and attend the meetings and network with professional real estate investors who know the ropes, who have been there and done that, and listen to them. That's where you gain the knowledge. You can listen to all these podcasts. You can listen to this podcast. You can read all these books, but you won't learn the minutia that's important for your specific market and area that you're in. So with that, here's what I'm going to say. Why is it that 80% of real estate investors drop out within 5 years of becoming an investor? These are people that actually took the time, bought a property, committed, took action. 80% of them are falling out of the business within 5 years. The vast majority of them are losing money or breaking even. And they're getting out because, quite frankly, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. They're not making enough money. So how do you make enough money in real estate investing to become a professional and do it full time and have the financial freedom and the freedom of your time to do what you want with your life? And the way you do that, the number one way is you attend meetings and you network. You network with like-minded people that are doing this and doing it well. And what you're going to learn at these meetings and places is that you cannot compete if you don't know their secrets. And guys, they're not super secrets over here. So I want to start off with probably number one. If I'm competing against a new investor, we're both buying the exact same house for the exact same price. They're probably using a title company recommended to them by their realtor, which is a cookie cutter title company that just processes MLS transactions one after the other. And they do it they do it well and they do it profitably for them. And your real estate agent is probably getting some sort of a kickback on the back end because they're going to make you sign a ABA agreement, which is basically an affiliated business agreement that says they get a kickback for sending you to this title company. I'm going to use a small local title company that specializes in doing investment deals. They only do business with investors, and you do the business with the same people over and over and over again. And therefore, they don't have to market. They don't have to pay kickbacks. They don't have to do any of that kind of stuff because they've got a clientele base that's reliable and just keeps coming back. And they don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. They've already got all my paperwork. They've already got my articles of organization. They already got everything for me. So it's easier to close on my deals when I'm doing my 27th deal with them versus the first deal. So with that said, you use a specific specialty title company that's going to give you discounted pricing. I'm going to save about $250 on my closing costs by using a local title company. So right now, me and that new investor, we started off side by side buying the same house for the same price. I'm about $250 ahead. Now we're going to go over to buy our materials to do the repairs on this house. I'm going to go to Home Depot just like they are, and I'm going to buy my paint at Home Depot, and I'm going to buy my materials at Home Depot. I'm going to save 20% off all my paint, which is probably a couple $100 on a standard house because I'm a member of the Great Lakes RIA, which is a subchapter of the National Real Estate Investors Association, which has a national contract with Home Depot to give our members discounted pricing. So I'm going to get a couple $100 in savings on my paint, and then I'm going to get 3% on every other item I buy at Home Depot, including that paint. So on the paint, I'm really going to end up with about 23% off of the paint. But I'm going to get another 3% off everything. And if it's a big rehab, $10,000, $15,000 rehab, these dollars add up. This is a game of margins. And when I start winning on the margins, it means I can better compete with you. And guys, this is the simplest stuff. This is just go join your investor association. You just get this for showing up on the first day as you get these kind of deals. Where you really that gap really starts to open up between the professional investor and the rookie investor is when you get your bigger reoccurring costs, such as taxes, property taxes. In Northeast Ohio, property taxes are the number one expense of landlords. My tax position is about 25% less than my typical competing property. And that's because I put a lot of work into it. I structure my deals in an appropriate manner to minimize my tax bill. If you're not doing things that minimize your tax bill, you are at a significant disadvantage to every professional in the industry. And that's why you keep losing on these deals. That's why you keep making offers and you say, even at this offer, I'm barely going to make any money, and yet somebody else bought it. How are they making any money? The way they're making money is they have a different cost basis than you have. The professional investor has all these tricks up their sleeves to lower their operating costs that the beginning investor doesn't. And if that beginning investor never grows on their knowledge base and their education base, they don't go to meetings, they don't do continuing education, they don't network with the right people, and they don't meet the right people, they're going to fall out of the industry because the juice won't be worth the squeeze. They simply won't be able to get enough profit out of the property to keep in business. Whereas a professional investor, they're working half as hard and they're making more money. So that's why we need to go to our meetings. That's why we need to join investment association. That's why we need to be surrounding ourselves with like-minded people, successful like-minded people, is because we don't know what we don't know. And the very first part of being an investor is to get rid of the ego, get rid of the arrogance, admit we don't know what we don't know, and go with open ears and try to learn. Because the more we learn, the more costs that we can save and the better we can compete. And then we can achieve that financial independence that we've been looking for. And most importantly, it's not the financial independence, it's the time. We can live our life. We can do what we want to do. We can go on vacation when we want to go on vacation.